about all things pigeon pose and how to get that really great alignment that is going to make you feel great in this posture. Now, pigeon pose is very under-taught, I find, and when you come to my classes, you become very aware very quickly how picky I am about pigeon. When you correct your pigeon pose, then you get all those awesome hip opening benefits, and you can go further and further into the posture, possibly taking this into that full king pigeon pose or Ekapada Raja Kapotanasana. So we gotta fix the base first when it comes to your pigeon. I just got off of teaching a weekend of classes in person, and the folks that I don't see that often, I had to go through and correct every single one of their pigeons. So just know that this is really normal not to know that your alignment is off. So we're just gonna fix it today. I think that it will do you a world of service and good within your practice. First things first, let's come into pigeon pose. Now I'm going to do this facing you because the first correction and alignment tip I'm going to give you has to do with that forward leg. So if we come into our pigeon pose, and this is what I most often see in people as they come into pigeon pose and their hips are really far off the floor. Super normal if this is you. And also, if I ask them to lift their hands off the floor, they almost fall onto their front hip. So let's fix it. It's a really easy fix, and you will be able to get more out of it. First of all, this foot, it's way close into my business. So I have to pull this foot out a little bit. Did you see how my hips all of a sudden came down to the floor? So much better already. Now, if I bring my hands up, notice that if I just let gravity take over, I'm starting to still lean and favor this hip. Now, if that is happening, this forward knee, it's too close into me as well. So I'm going to move this knee out to the side until I can pick up my hands and I'm centered in myself. No problem. So if you're looking at this from the front, the knee is not on the center line. It's actually a little outside of the hip line most of the time for me. And every person is different in this posture. So that's why you need this individual attention. You have this information and you'll be able to fix yourself. That is mistake number 2, is getting this front leg in the right place. Now, that was mistake number 1, sorry. So mistake number 2 has to do with the back leg. So very often, let me get back down into pigeon. And I'm gonna set this front leg up for success. So very often we come into pigeon and we're here and everything seems fine. And the teacher, if we're at a in-person class, just walks by you because you're fine, it's fine, but it could be better. So when I look at this back leg, here's my hip, my knee is actually at a diagonal from the hip. And my ankle is at a diagonal from the hip as well. So I need to take my foot and pull the hip, knee, and ankle into alignment and really square myself off. Oh my goodness. Now as soon as I do this, now I'm getting this awesome stretch at the front of the back leg hip, which is one of the main benefits of being in a pigeon pose, is getting that stretch. So I'm going to do it for you again, facing so that you can see the leg and where it is, and then how to fix it. So here is that back leg. I come into pigeon, and when I look back at it, it's at a diagonal. It is nowhere, that foot is nowhere. It should be there behind the hip. So I'm just going to take the foot, press it down, and place it. And that back leg knee must face down, not out. If it's facing out, you're avoiding that hip stretch. Then I can pick the arms up. Everything is alignment, and whatever the class involves, whether you're going into a sleeping pigeon or you're going into a back bend and going to grab the foot, then I am ready for that. The alignment is better. Also remember that when you're in this pigeon pose, so I fix the front leg, I look at the back leg, I fix it, that you can see I'm starting to lean forward a little bit. Well, bring your hands, a fingertip grip to either side of your hips and lift up. Just like in my #1 back bending technique. This is a back bend. You have to pull the ribs away from the hips. When you do, the low spine isn't going to have to take all of it. And then pigeon poses, especially when you're lifted up in the pigeon, your low spine tends to just take on the whole posture. So you have to remember to keep the ribs pulling up away from the hips and shoulders stacked over the hips as well. Now, if you're doing a sleeping pigeon pose, it's very different. But I will say the alignment is crucial for you if you're doing a sleeping pigeon pose, that those legs are in the right place so that if you're there for a while, which most of the time you are in a sleeping pigeon, you feel great from the experience instead of a little broken afterwards. I hope this helps with your pigeon alignment. Comment below if you have any questions. I'd love to help you out. I hope you're getting a lot out of these tutorials. If you have loved some of the videos that I put up, please make sure to subscribe to the channel so that we can stay connected. And then also know, if you go to my website, meetmeonyourmat.yoga, I have some free resources for you, a free arm balancing workshop, or you can sign up for my free yoga days. So a couple of times throughout the year, actually 6 times throughout the year, I will be offering a free live stream class with me where you will get all of the links and the access to attend, but you have to be on the list. So make sure to head over to the website or look in the comment section below about the description of this tutorial, and you'll see the links there to join. So excited to connect with you today, and I look forward to connecting with you again next week.